do you think the Nairobi tribal politics and everything will affect you, Lengewa?
Honestly, I don't understand people who think in those lines because I believe as Nairobians, the majority of us are educated people. And if you still think on tribal lines, then your education has done nothing for you.
True.
So therefore, I feel like people in Nairobi are the ones who we can influence more to not think on those tribal lines because most of them are educated. And therefore, I don't think it will affect me. First of all, because I'm from a minority community. And I'm actually a Samburu. And there's no Samburu who's standing in Nairobi, for example. And I don't think there's anyone who has a problem with my tribe. But even at the end of the day, why are you even thinking about my tribe? Shouldn't you be thinking about what I have to offer, what I will bring to Nairobi instead of thinking about my tribe?
Do you think that this time people will be mature enough to think like you're thinking?
Honestly, there are a lot of Nairobians who think the way I think. There are a lot of us who have independent minds, so that we're independent of this tribal affiliation, so that we can be able to just think about the issue. What is the actual issue here? And if people are not able to live well, are you trying to tell me that you'll run to your tribe to help you? No. Where is your tribe? It's not even there. It's not an institution that you can go to. It's just a matter of looking at whoever you're voting for and choosing them for the reasons why you think they are right for the county.
Lengewa, if you were to win, what's the one thing you would change about Nairobi? One thing.
First of all, Nairobi has a very high unemployment rate. About 65% of us are not employed. And therefore, I'd like to carry out, to present to the Senate a bill that will be implemented everywhere, so that the government will be able to take us in as interns. Because there are a lot of people who've gone to school, who've gone to university, but you see them on the roads with placards saying that they're unemployed. And so this system has been implemented in Ghana, whereby the government will take in interns into their various sectors and ministries, because they offer different career paths, and therefore they would get some kind of experience so that they're able to be employed in the private sector.
So you would get these youth in there. Nelson Napoleon wants to know, Lengewa, who would you support for president since you're independent right now? Who would you support?
I just want to say I have an independent mind as well. Therefore, that means even if I choose to support somebody, it would not be based on any tribal lines. I don't want to say who I'm going to support because I feel like that is a decision that the Nairobians will have to make for themselves.
So you're not going to tell us who you're going to vote for?
No.
As president?
Wow,
No.
wow,
So
wow.
Kuna,
Yes.
are you relying on the whole six-piece concept that NASA is pushing?
First of all, I'm not relying on the six-piece voting that NASA is pushing. You rely on who you are and your abilities and the gifts that you have that will enable you to be able to do a job. I always say that for every position in this structure of government or structure of administration in this country, the first question you as a voter need to ask yourself is, what does this job entail? You're not going to get a painter to do your roof or to lay tiles in your house. You have to know that this job entails the following things and that they require somebody who has the following skills. I personally am relying on my own skills as somebody who can be able to represent, because that is the first job of a senator. Right. Number two, you need to be someone who is able to take care of the interests of the county of Nairobi. One of the things that Nairobians have suffered is the fact that the current person who's holding the position of senator,
Right.
if you measure his performance as against Article 96 on what is required or what the job of a senator is,
Yes.
he scores very poorly. I do not remember a single motion, bill, or any legislation that has been introduced to the Senate floor to the benefit of the people of Nairobi by the current senator. Yet that is one of the core duties of a senator. You're supposed to look out for the interests of the county.
You're talking about the senator who's running for governor?
Absolutely. You are supposed to look out for the interests of the county, not fight the county. This county is unique in that it is a city capital. Number one, in recognition of the uniqueness of Nairobi, there was a bill that was passed, an act of parliament that was passed called the Urban Cities and the Cities and Urban Areas Act, that recognizes that because Nairobi is a seat of government, we host all the diplomatic missions, we attract a very high population of people coming to look for opportunities, including Jalas and myself, who come from the village, that the national government has to do more. In addition to the allocation that is received by Nairobi from devolution, this particular legislation requires that the government pumps funds directly to support the programs of Nairobi. So for instance, everybody knows that the construction of the bypasses, for instance, has eased traffic in Nairobi. It is a fact. That construction was undertaken by the national government. These are some of the things that we're saying. The national government needs to do more. Even if it is the issue of security, which we know is a national government function, we have seen, for instance, even rifts or scuffles between the county police, county traffic marshals, and the traffic police. That because the police are in charge of traffic in Nairobi, they don't want to be helped because it looks like the county is usurping the role of the national government. We need the central government to recognize that because of the uniqueness of Nairobi, we need to be allocated more security personnel, for instance.
Yeah.
We need to be allocated more doctors in Nairobi because of the population that we are taking care of. We need to be allocated more teachers for our schools. I was in Kibra over the weekend with Mheshimiwa Ken Okoth, and he tells me a school like Olympic, for instance, has a population of over 4,500 students. I mean, this is the largest primary school in terms of population in the country. So we need the national government to do more as required by that particular law. Number two, if you speak to the current county government, there's a lot of challenges that they are facing. One of the biggest issues has been that there is an outstanding debt of over 70 billion shillings that is owed to the county government of Nairobi by the central government. Your job as a senator, number one, get this money for the governor first. Then, make sure that it is applied for the benefit of the people of Nairobi. We have issues like water. We have had a problem even where I stay. We have had a problem of water for the past 2 months. Now, there is an entire plan that was developed during the coalition government days to develop underground water in Nairobi, which has never been implemented.
Okay.